Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So I wasn't actually going to do any Christmas journaling this year because I am going to be having a baby soon and I didn't want to start and not be able to finish my Christmas journaling, but since it's the week of Christmas, I decided that I would go ahead and just do at least a spread in this journal. I have been working on this Christmas journal a little bit in my spare time, but yeah, I just kind of wanted to be a little festive and do a journaling spread with you guys. So I may do another one, I may not, I'm not sure. So yeah, don't hold your breath, but I'll try if I can. I am still working on the third part to the making a soft cover journal series. So that's coming soon. I don't plan on having it out before Christmas. I think I'll put it out right after Christmas. That way, people can spend time with their families and all that good stuff. So I know everybody's busy at this time of year. And so, yeah. So anyway, I am journaling about our little Christmas tree. We didn't deck out this year like we normally do for Christmas, but we did get a small tree, like a mini tree, and had the kids decorate that just for fun and just to be a little festive. Mainly because pulling out the big tree and all that stuff just takes a lot of work, and Jeremy would have to do all that by himself, and and then we're expecting the baby to come soon, so it would just be difficult to try to put all that up, and I don't want my Christmas decorations to be up until April. So yeah, we just kind of went minimal this year and got a little tree and hung the stockings, and that's pretty much it. But we are still doing things with the kids and all that good stuff. But yeah, it just has to be kind of minimal this year. But the tree is really cute. And we have it just sitting on our dining table at the moment. Which is fine, that it just is working out for us. So right now I am pulling out these new backdrops, Tim Holtz backdrops, and just trying to find one to cover up that blue page because I didn't really like the colors. I'm actually working in a journal that I made last year. I sold several of these journals and I just ended up keeping this one for myself because I liked it. And so yeah, that's what I'm working in right now. I did finish my old journal, by the way, and I will be doing a flip through of that soon as well. So I have a lot of things planned at the moment, but just trying to find the time to get to all of them. So with that backdrop, I am cutting like a little circle out of it so that I know that that is like a side-loading pocket. But then I realized that blue was going to show through, which I didn't think about because I have pregnancy brain. So I decided to just put a little bit of white washi tape where that circle cutout is so that it doesn't look weird to me. And then I went ahead and just used double-sided tape to stick that backdrop down. I feel like that backdrop just looks a lot better with the picture that I have. I backed the picture with, I think that came out of a Daphne's Diary from a couple of years ago. And I've just had that scrap of paper sitting around forever. So I just decided I'd go ahead and use that. So I'm also making that into a pocket. So I'm just putting double-sided tape on 3 sides and sticking that down right on top of my other pocket. So it's kind of like a double pocket. I just put one of my little journaling cards that I made in the big pocket, and then another small journaling card in the small pocket. And then this is my youngest wish list for Santa. She's the only one that wanted to write me a wish list. My son is 8 and he has figured out that Santa's not real. And so he didn't want to write a letter to Santa this year, which is kind of a bummer because I obviously enjoy that part of it, but that's okay. You know, my kids know the true reason for Christmas, and I guess that's what's important. So this is a picture of all of the firewood that we ended up with. Jeremy brought home like literally a couple of trees from work. So we got all of this firewood for free, which was awesome. And we've had fires literally every single day, or as much as we possibly can. Some days in Georgia are like, 70 degrees in December, which is kind of a bummer because I like cold winters. But for most days, we were able to light a fire. So that was super fun. And then this is like a little piece of packaging that I got from a blanket that I got from the dollar store, which I was kind of surprised about because it's pretty decent quality blanket. So I just love that blanket. I've been wrapping up in it every day. And since there's those little slits on the side of the packaging, I decided to utilize them somehow. So I just strung some lace through, and I'm just gonna staple that on to the packaging just to make it look a little bit more interesting, I guess. I don't guess there's any real reason for doing it other than I just think it looks cool. So I just kind of looped it around both ends of the piece of packaging and just stapled it on. And then I go ahead and cut the excess off, and I'm going to use double-sided tape to stick that down. So I'm just kind of measuring where I need to put the double-sided tape so that my journaling card will fit into that little belly band, if you will. And then I decided that I don't need all of this excess lace underneath because you're not going to be able to see it. So I just went ahead and trimmed that down, and and so I'm using that packaging as like a little belly band for my journaling card. I kind of go back and forth about what I'm going to put on this journaling card at the bottom there because I was struggling to figure out what would look best. So I ended up putting some washi tape at the bottom for now, but I end up taking that up later because I don't like the way it looks. And then for the back of that journaling card, I'm going to cover it with a couple of things. I'm going to use a piece of scrapbook paper that kind of goes with the color scheme of the spread. And I'm just going to back the whole journaling card with that. And then I'm also going to take a piece of cabbage dyed paper that I just had a small scrap of. And I'm going to stick that over the top so that I can do some journaling on top of that. And then this is actually out of a paper pad that I got from Michael's not too long ago. I can't remember what the paper pad's name is, but yeah, they just had really super cute images. So I just cut one of those little journaling cards out and tucked it in the small pocket. And then my friend gave me these little Christmas quotes, or whatever they're called. But they're black. They're all black. So I felt like that was just too dark with that washi tape that I had put down earlier. So I pulled that washi tape up and put a white washi tape down. And then went ahead and used one of the little quotes to put on the front of that journaling card. And then these are some of the mini ornaments that we use to decorate the tree. So I just wanted to kind of keep one of those just for memory. And then onto the next page, I decided that I wanted to make kind of like an acetate pocket, which I've done before, but not exactly in this way. So I'm using scrapbook paper as like kind of like as the frame. And then I'm going to cut out little windows for the pictures and then put the pictures in the windows and sew around all of it. So that is what I'm going to attempt to do with this. I messed it up quite a bit, but yeah, it still turned out cute and it doesn't really matter. We went and saw the Christmas lights at a park with the kids, and we just had so much fun, and the kids enjoyed it. So here are just several pictures from the Christmas lights, and I'm just tracing around the pictures so that I can cut out a window the size of these pictures. So yeah, I go ahead and cut out my little windows on this scrapbook paper, and then I'm also going to cut out the windows on the other scrapbook paper. So basically you can flip the page and there'll be pictures on both sides. I'm just erasing my pencil marks here. I cut the windows out to be a little bit smaller than my actual picture. That way the edges of my pictures didn't show. And then I went ahead and pulled out my acetate and cut it down, and I stuck it down with double-sided tape because I have pregnancy brain and wasn't thinking that I'm going to need to trace my windows onto the other scrapbook paper. So yeah, I'm going to end up sticking the scrapbook paper down to the acetate with double-sided tape, and then I'm going to have to pull it up because I still needed that. But that's okay. So yeah, like I said, I stuck the acetate down, and then I realized that I was going to need those windows so that I could trace them onto the other page and cut my windows out of the other page. So I went ahead and pulled that up, traced out my windows, and cut those out of the other scrapbook paper. This process took a little more forethought than I was willing to give it. So yeah, sorry about that. But it did end up working out in the end, for the most part. So now I'm ready to put my acetate down and put my pictures in between the acetate sheets. So I decided I would back these two pictures together. So I'm just gluing these pictures back to back. And then with the other one, I had a pretty slim picture that I could put at the bottom of the other one. And I was just looking for something that could go along the top. So then I found this napkin that has like Christmas lights on it, and I thought that was perfect. So I went ahead and just glued that down to the top part of that picture so that I could cover the entire back of that larger picture. So I'm just using my glue stick to stick all of that down. And then to kind of tie them together, I'm just going to search for a sticker or label or something like that, just to kind of make everything feel like it goes together. So I chose this sticker from a Maggie Holmes sticker book, I believe, and it says "The Best Time." So I thought that was cute. And now I'm just kind of positioning everything in between the scrapbook pages and the acetate, just to try to hold everything together so that I can run it through the sewing machine. I decided to just run a little bit of glue along the edges just to kind of keep everything in place so that I could run it through the sewing machine in a little bit. I did let that dry before I ran it through the sewing machine, of course, but yeah, I just didn't want everything shifting around on me. It's hard enough to try to hold it all together with all those pieces. So I went ahead and ran it through my sewing machine, and yeah, there's my little card. I did kind of mess up. Somehow the windows on the front did not match up exactly with the windows on the back, so my sewing is a little wonky on the back, but it doesn't really bother me. I think it's pretty cute. And I'm just using a little bit of wide washi tape to stick that into the centerfold of my journal. This is from the Tim Holtz Worn Wallpaper collection from this year. And I just love this little image. I don't really want to cover it up, but yeah, I just thought it was really cute right there. And the colors kind of went well with everything. And then I had this little snowman note card type thing. So I decided to just use an eyelet and kind of tie a bow up at the top, just so that I could flip that snowman note card up and down and still be able to see the image underneath. So I tied a bow at first, but then it was kind of difficult to move that card out of the way. So I just double knotted it at the top and trimmed it down. And then the last thing that I do to this page is just put a little label piece down at the bottom of that page, just so that I can write the date on it. So I just glue that down, and that's the finished spread. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little journaling process. Like I said, if I find the time to do maybe some journaling about Christmas Day, I will definitely do that. But yeah, who knows what's going to happen. Definitely stay tuned for the last part of the softcover journal making series. I should have that out a couple days after Christmas, hopefully. So yeah, and then I'll also put all the giveaway information in that video as well. And I plan on being able to ship it out at the beginning of the year. That way we can bypass all the holiday shipping and all that good stuff. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.